So you're a business advisor. I've got a marketing budget.
Mm-hmm.
What should my marketing mix look like, and how should I spend it?
Okay, I've got a very counterintuitive view on this.
Okay.
Most companies, when they look at their marketing budget, 90% of it is on campaigns, PPC, television, radio, you name it. 10% is on their people. Mine's flipped. I want 90% on the people, creating assets, maybe 10% on campaigns, where you can get that math to work. When I say people and assets, it's sort of back to what we were talking about before. Each piece of content you create is this modern marketing asset that pulls customers in through Google and from social media and from blogs and from other sites. And so I want to build that I want to build those assets up over time.
Yeah.
It's people who create those assets. I don't want to rent stuff, I want to own stuff. So that's what I advise people. It's the exact opposite way marketing's been done forever. But I think the proper marketing department actually has a lot of people and very little advertising budget.
So do you think even, using the existing infrastructure, companies could kind of flip the script and say, okay, instead of paying the ad agency, and giving them budgets, it's like, okay, we're going to utilize the talent that we've got right here, the smart thinkers, the people who want to create stuff, and empower you to create content. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Empower your existing employees to create content, or as you're thinking about bringing in a new marketer, you might avoid the career marketer who's built their career on buying email lists and cold calling and buying ads, and think about hiring a journalist or hiring somebody who can write or create ebooks or create videos, something like that. Oftentimes they're earlier in their career, and there's sort of an arbitrage opportunity there from a salary perspective as well.
Yeah, good tips. Let's talk about more advice you'd give small business owners. So a lot of the small business owners, they have a tough time. They're stuck behind the cash register, they get in the weeds of the day-to-day. What are some of those marketing things that you would advise them to do first? And let's talk about priority too.
Sure. Let me ask you, and let me give you an interesting question, Brian.
Okay.
Brian Solis, I love the Bryans today. He wrote a great article a couple of weeks ago, and I don't have the numbers exactly right, we got pretty close. My question is, in 1983, there were 1,000 largest companies in the United States. By 1993, how many of those 1,000 were left? So there was almost all of them.
Oh, okay.
Then from 2003 to 2013, almost none.
Okay, gotcha.
Which I think is absolutely fascinating. So in 1983, once you're a big company, you stayed a big company.
Yeah.
Extremely hard to disrupt and enter into becoming a big company, whereas the exact opposite thing is going on in society today. And it's the internet. It's completely disrupting every industry, from music to television to marketing to sales, you name it. Everything's got to be rethought sort of from scratch. And so I guess my comment on small business owners is I just love it. It's a terrific time to start a business. It's a brutally tough time to be a huge company. I think more and more people should start businesses and be aggressive today. It's never been a better time to be an entrepreneur, any kind of entrepreneur.
Yeah, well, I'm with you. Of course, I'm highly biased, but
Yes.
Playing the other side of the coin, with all the content out there, you're advocating that I create more content. That, if I've got an ocean of content, you want me to take my little bottles of water and pour it in.
Yeah.
So it seems counterintuitive. It seems like it's impossible. Like, if I didn't get in first, I'm going to have a very hard time getting my voice heard. Sure. What do you say to people who say that?
It depends on the industry. For example, if you're in my industry, I'm the internet marketing industry, it certainly is competitive, and you have to be pretty good. It's the top of the first inning in almost every other industry, whether you're selling guitars or you're a left-handed monkey wrench maker or you're a plumber or furniture maker. You just need to be better than the other schmucks out there, because almost no one is really doing this. We have a neat tool at HubSpot that's free. It's called marketinggrader.com. We get 4,000 people a day run their websites through it. And when I look at a website, I don't just look at the website, I look at how many links are coming into it, how many retweets is the site getting, comments on their blog. I look at all this other stuff. Very, very few people on the face of this earth are doing inbound marketing, content marketing, internet marketing right. It's very, very rare.
Yeah.
Very early in the game in almost every industry. I would say start today, don't wait a year from now. The other thing that happens in the industry that's quite interesting, it turns out it's hard to climb over people. So let's say, Brian, you wanted to start a blog to compete with HubSpot's blog. It's actually hard. I mean, we have a giant Twitter following, giant Facebook following, giant blog subscriber following.
Yeah.
It's a little bit hard to climb over the guys in front of you. So this is not a game you want to be last to. But in almost every industry, it's the top of the first inning. It's not even the second inning.